Last time on MasterChef Australia.
Welcome to Hong Kong, the food capital of Asia.
Our chefs hit the ground running with a dim sum challenge.
Not only are you representing yourselves, but you're representing Australia.
And for Sam, victory.
It's been a great start to our experience here in Hong Kong.
Tonight, two groups face separate challenges.
This week is all about opening your eyes to a new culinary world.
At stake, the chance to fast-track to the final week of the competition.
Come on, guys, chop, chop!
And standing in their way are some familiar faces.
There'll be a third contender.
Who the hell is this?
The first ever MasterChef Australia will join the culinary elite, publish their own cookbook, and win $100,000.
Just woken up in Hong Kong. Sam and I standing there looking at the view, and it just puts 1,000 thoughts into my head about what could be out there and what we might be doing today.
Tomorrow, it all begins. The Hong Kong challenge becomes serious, and you'll be split into two groups. The winner of each challenge will have the chance to cook off against this week's celebrity chef.
It's so hot here.
I know. It's a new day in Hong Kong, and Gary and George want Andre, Julie and myself to meet them down at the Wharf.
Do you reckon you might go fishing again?
No, I don't know. Maybe one of the islands. And we're all wondering what is ahead of us and what today will bring.
So fish.
You don't think we're fishing again?
Well,
No.
you could just be fishing off the wharf, couldn't you?
I know that we're split into two teams and that we're going to have very different experiences to one another.
Whatever it is you guys are doing, have a good day and we'll see you tonight.
Yeah, likewise. Good luck. See you guys. See ya.
We say goodbye to Chris and Sam, we get the lift down and get out onto the hustle and bustle streets of Hong Kong.
Justine, Julie and Andre have left. Yep. And the moment they're out the door, the phone rings. And on the other end of the line is Matt. Hi, Matt. How you doing? And he wants to see Chris and I at the Langham Hotel in 30 minutes in our chef whites.
I'm really happy I'm not going to be outside today. It's hot and humid. I'd rather be in the air conditioning doing something a bit posh.
All right, big boy, you ready?
I'm ready, let's go.
Let's get out of here.
Very excited to be out and about in Hong Kong today and going to a mystery location. So at least we get to see a bit of the harbour and the surroundings.
Look at this thing. Wow.
Got some nets for us.
Gary and George are leading Andre, Julie and myself to the grand old junk boat. No idea where we're going, but we're extremely excited.
It's just lovely. It's like a big Chinese pirate ship with big red ripped sails. I love being on boats.
You pumped?
Yeah, just want to know what we're doing.
Got a feeling?
Hong Kong has a lot of islands, so the first thing I think is hopefully we're going to an island.
You never get sick of seeing Hong Kong and the skyscrapers, and I'm in constant awe of what my surroundings are, and to be on the junk viewing it is an absolute pleasure.
The boat slowly goes towards this pontoon.
So what do you think it is?
There are tables and chairs over there.
And we're thinking, what the hell are we going to be doing here?
We're standing on pontoons, which are actually a village. It's the Lamma Fisherfolk Village, next to Lamma Island. So what you see around you, in amongst the pontoons, are the pens that they hold all this fantastic, fresh seafood.
Let's go and have a look around. Wow.
Horseshoe crabs.
It looks like a big huntsman spider, isn't it?
Look how many nippers it's got.
Look at cuttlefish. They've got the biggest beaks inside. Snapper! Oh, wow!
I'm looking at these fish in these pens, these massive things, and I'm thinking, if they want me to catch one of these and cook it, I'm in big trouble. I'm going to have to dive in and just wrestle.
Well, you three are so close to making your dream a reality. And it's things like this: travels, taste, flavour, sea, meat, culture, people. It's absolutely amazing. And that's what makes a chef here or a chef here.
The challenge that you face today could bring you one step closer to winning the title of Australia's first MasterChef. Win it, and you get the chance to leapfrog straight through to the finals week of this MasterChef competition. But to get that chance, there is a cook standing in your way. Someone who you would all admire, who is passionate about Asian cuisine.
I love to eat Asian food, but I don't cook it much, and that's a really danger point for me.
This is a cook that could stop you in your tracks if you don't perform your very, very best today. He's waiting to meet you. Off you go.
We walk into the Langham Hotel. We walk around the corner in the foyer area where we see Matt and Sarah sipping on tea.
Very civilised.
Chris and Sam, this week in Hong Kong is all about opening your eyes to a new culinary world. You boys are having a taste of the more expensive, high end of Hong Kong's food market. Today, you'll be creating an authentic high tea here at the Langham Hotel, one of the world's finest establishments.
Making this high tea is going to be one heck of a challenge. You're going to be making a platter of 3 incredible pastries, all with an amazing level of difficulty.
Oh, good.
You know, taking on each other will be easy, and I know neither of you like easy. So instead, there'll be a third contender, an expert cook.
No chance.
Let's meet this person right now.
God damn, it's Julia. I didn't expect that in a million years. It floored me.
Oh, wow.
I think their first reaction was just complete shock, but then they were really happy to see me, which was great.
It's good to see you, mate.
Julia, welcome to Hong Kong. As you know, just a few weeks ago, Julia took on a celebrity chef and won.
9 out of 10.
She now has a guaranteed spot in the finals of MasterChef Australia.
I won the Celebrity Chef Challenge against Pete Evans, so I've been working at his restaurant Pastry, doing a lot of cooking there, which is such a fantastic advantage.
Chris and Sam, if one of you wins today, you'll be going forward and competing in this week's Celebrity Chef Challenge.
Awesome.
There, one of you could win a guaranteed spot in the finals week of MasterChef. If Julia wins today, however, both of you will miss out on that opportunity to compete tomorrow.
It's my job basically to beat them, to stand in their way to keep them out of the finals.
Julia, how important is it for you to protect your spot in that final?
I really, really want to win. I know these guys are really good competitors, but I want to kick their asses.
Well, let's have a look at those intricate pastries that you'll be challenged to produce. Hong Kong has taken this British notion of the smart high tea and elevated it to another level. Your challenge today is to make these 3 pastries, but not just one of each, 5 of each, so they fill the whole stand, and so you can show us you're able to achieve consistency and elegance across 15 individual pieces of pastry. The 3 pastries you'll be attempting today are a lavender creme brulee, a chocolate and raspberry millefeuille, and a key lime meringue tart. Coming to Hong Kong is all about potentially having an epiphany, having that moment when you decide that actually pastry is what you want to do.
So delicate.
Chris, Sam, this is an amazing opportunity to fast-track yourself through to the finals. But understand that Julia is here with one idea in mind, and that's to stop you.
Now, you'll each have 2 hours to make your pastries. 3 of you, good luck.
We're standing on the pontoon. The judges tell us that the 3 of us are going to compete with a chef that we all admire and that if one of us beats this chef, that we're the winner of the challenge.
This is a cook that could stop you in your tracks if you don't perform your very, very best today. He's waiting to meet you. Off you go.
So we keep walking up the pontoon and I think, oh, this is a bit funny. This chef is not wearing chef whites. Who the hell is this?
Oh my gosh! And it's Lucas. And all of a sudden it dawns on us, Lucas is the chef that we're cooking against.
I didn't see it coming whatsoever.
I was looking going, who's that? Like...
Great to see him, great to catch up with him, but now we have to compete against him and hopefully one of us will beat him.
That's so funny! Cooking off against Justine, Julie and Andre, it's going to be a lot of fun, but also very competitive.
So funny that you're here. And we knew it was going to be tough because he knows his Asian cooking very well.
So you're pleased to see Lucas?
Yeah.
Good to have a friend back?
Yeah.
Of course it is. What you've got to remember, though, is Lucas has already earned his spot in the final week of MasterChef. Lucas, what do you think of that?
Obviously, they're here to compete. I'll be doing everything in my power to get in their road.
Fantastic dishes, Lucas, you've brought to us. But let's not forget how you got to the final week of MasterChef Australia. An 8 You beat Ben O'Donoghue, not just a roundabout chef. This is a chef with years of experience. He's known out there, not only just in Australia, but in the world. And you beat him. Well done.
I've been working with Manu Fidel, learning some lovely French techniques. It's been really good.
And the challenge today, we're cooking rainbow fish. The question is, what is the dish? To show us, we have a top chef that cooks in Lamma Island's famous rainbow seafood restaurant, Jackie Chan. Welcome, Jackie.
Hi, Jackie. How are you?
Welcome.
Gary and George introduced Chef Chan to us. I was very excited. He was the real deal on Lamma Island. To learn a traditional Cantonese dish, very, very cool thing. I haven't done anything like this before.
And then he just brings this live fish to the table, this massive fish. And we're like, oh no, this is not going to be fun.
Oh, it's fresh. Absolutely.
First of all, the fish is killed by putting a nick in its spine, and that bleeds the fish and it kills it quickly and humanely.
Next step, he scaled the fish, he gutted the fish, and then started to prepare the fish by filleting it.
Wow.
The fish is filleted, and the carcass, which is, you know, the bones with the head still intact and the tail intact, and the fins on either side are cut in a particular way so that they stand up.
No, that's clever, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's clever.
And that becomes like the basis of this dish. That's put into a steamer.
Some simple vegetables there of celery, tomato, spring onions, ginger, garlic.
There were heaps of processes in this demonstration that Chef Chan gave.
A teaspoon of sesame oil into that mixture. And that's it. Well done. Beautiful. Fantastic job.
Chef Chan finished this dish like a dragon, and it was really impressive.
Very delicate fish.
Very delicate, not very overpowering.
Thank you so much, Chef Chan. That is fantastic. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well done.
Thank you very much.
You have 1 hour to replicate Chef Chan's rainbow fish dish. You have to get all of those components right. Let's cook like you mean this thing and you want to win this thing. Let's go. You've got 1 hour.
Okay.
It's absolutely fantastic to have Julia here and cooking against her. Now it's time to head off into the kitchen and get the show rolling.
Welcome to our pastry kitchen. My name is Man Ho.
The Langham's pastry chef, Chef Man Ho, is going to be there for the day to basically just give us tips.
Today you learn the 3 dishes, but I think it's very difficult. But for you, I think it's very easy. My friend, good lucky. Now can go, start. Okay?
My strategy is to work on the stuff that can be put in a refrigerator and left to worry about at the end of service.
Beautiful. Okay.
So I'm thinking the first things to really get a handle on are the fillings for the millefeuille, the chocolate and raspberry mousse.
So that involves combining the raspberry mixture and cream, cooking it and adding gelatin so it's set.
raspberry mousse is in the fridge.
Oh, you're a superstar.
Yeah, I know.
Do the same with the chocolate mousse, which is a mix of darkened milk chocolate.
Chocolate mousse in.
Chocolate mousse in.
Oh, Chris. Julia, where are you up to?
Something went weird with my chocolate. I don't know what's going on. So the chocolate just hardens up. And I have no idea what I did.
Why this really is thick?
I don't know. I melted it and then I took it off and now it's thick. I don't know.
It's wrong.
I had to start my chocolate mousse again, which put me a little bit behind the others, and that sort of got me a little bit panicky about time.
At least it shows that, you know, despite the fact that she's had 6 weeks' worth of experience, that, you know, perhaps I can hold my own against her today.
Second round of chocolate has worked, which is a relief.
Chef, can we do the lime filling next?
Yes, yes.
OK.
For the key lime meringue pie, you have to make the lime custard.
That looks like lime juice to me.
Yeah.
So that involves cooking that.
Mix lime juice and condensed milk and melt the mixture over a pan of water.
And chilling it so that it's set so it doesn't go oozy when you bite into it.
I believe I now need to roll out. Yeah?
Yes.
I've had a bit of trouble with pastry before.
Is it great pastry? No, it's not great pastry.
But I had a great masterclass with Gary the other day, and I think I've nailed it now. Is that thin enough?
Yes.
Thin enough? Going the tarts?
Yes.
How many tart shells have you done, Chris?
5. How many have you done?
I've done 3 because I'm having a bit of trouble with the pastry as usual.
Yeah, this.
Beautiful.
Put them on a tray.
Yeah, can you show me?
Yeah.
Slide them into the big ovens and bake them for 20 minutes.
Thank you. And then you have to make your Italian meringue.
At the moment, I'm whisking the egg whites with the melted sugar to make the Italian meringue.
And you have to beat it for quite a long time so that when you get it, it's this beautiful sort of marshmallow texture. Everyone's ahead of me and I just have to get this in, get it done. At an hour left to go, I was getting a little bit panicky because I still had pretty much everything to go. It's great to be here, it's great to see the guys, and it's great to be doing challenges again, but I mean, we're just stressing out a little bit. I was completely unused to the pressure that was going on. I just suddenly really started to feel it.
Tell me what's wrong.
Fine, no.
Okay.
Don't just get on with this. I'm behind. I just have to work hard to catch up again.
Everybody, 45 minutes.
Yes, chef!
We have 45 minutes left to go. I don't know where I'm at. I'm in a complete mess. I've got about 5 different processes going on. I'd like to think I'm going to get it done, but I'm seriously, I'm just winging it at the moment.
We've got about 45 minutes, and I think I'm going to need about 45 minutes.
Lamma Island is a fishing village, and some of the freshest seafood is caught and then cooked on this island.
You have 1 hour to replicate Chef Chan's rainbow fish dish. Now, don't forget, you're competing against this man, Lucas Parsons. Let's go. Let's cook like you mean this thing and you want to win this thing. Let's go. You've got 1 hour.
Off we go. I go and grab the fish, try to pick it up, and it's twice as slimy as what I thought it would be. I can't even pick the fish up, let alone get it on the bench. You don't... Oh, how's the spikes?
Calm down, calm down.
It was mayhem. I looked around me and there was a few people having trouble.
So it's an hour to catch the fish and then how long to cook?
It's in a tub this big, like, I should be able to catch it. But the poor fish is quite determined not to be caught.
I got a feisty one.
And he gets away from me
Sorry, mate.
quite a number of times.
I put my gloves on, finally grabbed hold of it and give it a good chop and stunned it straight away, so I got into it.
This is a big fish. He actually flips off the board and knocks all my ingredients onto the deck.
Please.
So I need to get a better grip on the fish and I need to just get down to business. I understand that every animal that we eat has been killed. I understand that there are people who do that job. I didn't expect the impact that it would have on me to do that job. Once I am able to hold on to him and do the deed, then I just really have to put that behind me and get on with the job that I'm here to do.
Well, Julie, is that the first fish you've killed?
Yep.
Well, you should be very proud of yourself. You did a great job.
Somebody's got to kill it.
I know.
It had to be you, you know? Anything else you're concerned about?
No. I can cook. I can cook a fish stir fry.
Scaling and gutting the fish is never that pleasant. It's probably the dirty part of this dish.
You know, it was tough, but I just think I just cringed and just got on with it.
I've got this huge unwieldy meat cleaver and I start to fillet the fish, and all the lessons from the masterclass that we went to just seem to come to the fore in my head, and they work. Lo and behold, after a minute, I've got the fillet off one side of this fish and I flip it over and I do the other side and they've come off beautifully, and I'm like, I've never done that before, yes.
Cutting the fish up and then keeping the skeleton intact while it's being steamed is really important for the presentation.
So Julie put a fish in the steamer and then literally a minute later I followed. I've got to put it in for about 10, 12 minutes, so I'm right on time.
Okay, so that was the first one. I'm the last person to put the fish in the steamer. That was a little bit tricky because there were 4 steamers on top of each other. It was really hot. And, you know, I start to panic at this stage because I think that everyone else is in front of me. It's a race now. It's a fast race.
Here we are on a pontoon in the middle of Lamma Bay in Hong Kong, and we're under the pump.
The fish took way too much time. I need to really get my act together and start doing things really fast. And it's a race now. It's a fast race.
You got 30 minutes to go, so you need to pick up the pace. The eyes are popped, the cheeks are cooked. It's all nice and clear, doesn't it?
The fish takes about 10 minutes in the steamer. Lucas's was on top, so I took it out just after Lucas, so I knew that mine would be fine.
Justine?
Yes.
I think this is the most stressed I've seen you, actually. How are you going?
I think I've only got like half an hour to get everything done, so I'm chopping my fish.
How do you think you're going in amongst the pack, the other 4?
I'm not sure. I have no idea where they're up to.
Lucas, fish is steamed.
Fish is steamed.
Your fillets are cut and portioned. Do you think you're going to win?
Do I think I'm going to win? I think I've got a very good chance for this because I understand the flavours very well.
The vegetables had to be chopped really well and all relatively the same size.
And then there's a garnish which is made of shallot with a chilli ring around the middle, and it's got to be sliced, and again with a meat cleaver. It's really difficult to slice it very delicately and put it into ice water so it curls up like a flower.
You got 15 minutes to go. That's 15 minutes for your opportunity to get through to the last week of MasterChef Australia. And don't forget, you have to beat Lucas.
15 minutes to go. I season my fish with some corn flour and some salt, a little bit of oil. You know, I'm feeling pretty comfortable.
Gary, Lucas is the one to beat. How do you think he's going?
Look, I think he's doing really well. He's ahead, he's confident, he loves his Asian flavours, and I think he's doing a great job.
Julie looked really scared when she killed that fish. You know, I actually feel a little bit sorry for her. But hey, you know what? You want to be a chef? You need to understand where your produce comes from.
But you know what? She's picked herself up. She's doing all right.
And you know, her fish actually looks really, really beautiful the way it should be. Justine, Gary, what do you reckon?
She's really, really stressed. She's lost her way. She needs to just take stock of what's going on and then have another go. And I don't know if she's going to be able to make it in time.
The fish, it's cooked twice, a little bit in hot oil and then a little bit of a sautéing at the end.
A critical component of the dish is the sauce. It's made of corn flour and Shaoxing wine, sesame oil, salt and sugar, and goes in when you are stir-frying everything together at the end.
Guys, you should be plating up. You've got less than 3 minutes to go.
Last minute in challenge is always chaos, and it's always important to get the presentation right.
Making sure you've got the dragon-like fish in the middle, get your vegetables and all your fish and plate them up nice and neatly, you know, and make it look beautiful.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Step away from your plates. Your job is done.
I'm happy with the way it tastes, and I'm very, very happy with the way it looks, so maybe I'm in with a chance today.
I felt comfortable even up to the last minute. I knew I could get on the plate in time. You know, I was pretty confident in what I was doing all day.
At this stage, I haven't looked at everyone's dish, so I don't know where I sit in the pack. Hopefully the judges will like it.
Everybody, 45 minutes.
The 3 pastries that we have to make are a key lime meringue pie, a lavender creme brulee, and a chocolate millefeuille.
Where's my plate gone?
It's pretty much chaos in the kitchen. We're all doing different things. Sam's ahead of both Chris and I.
Creme brulee's going to the oven.
Next thing I'm working on is the creme brulee. And basically I'm making a custard mixture. So all the wet ingredients in and the lavender and just whisking that till it gets a bit of consistency to it.
I've just got to bring it up to the boil. Then I've got to sieve it through into some egg yolks, get it into the moulds and get that into the oven.
I think I'm catching up slowly, so I'm going to be okay.
I've got to beat Julia today to get that get out of jail free card and go last week. It'd be brilliant.
I'm happy with my progress at this stage. I get my pastry shells. They're beautiful and golden and representing what a pastry cake should, so I'm pleased with those.
Okay, on the plate?
Yes. You take care, very hot.
Ooh, they are hot.
I show them.
Oh, you're right.
You see, easy.
Of course.
Well, very cold, very cold, yeah? See?
Yeah,
very hot. You can shoot.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Right. You get half an hour. 5 o'clock, I want to see these pastries.
I'd like to think I'm going to be able to plate up for Matt in half an hour, but I don't want to sound like I'm that confident at this stage because I don't know.
Good.
The chocolate sheet for the chocolate millefeuille. I melt some chocolate down for that, spread it on a sheet of baking paper, put it in a deep freeze for about 3 to 5 minutes.
Do we just spoon that in?
Yep.
I'm mucking around with my key lime tart. I spooned in the filling, but it's not set up as well as it needs to be. It needs to be in the fridge longer. We don't have time.
Are you filling them 3/4, Sammy? Or?
Yeah, 3/4.
And then it's just adding the meringue on top and then blow torching it to give that beautiful brown caramelised finish on top.
Interesting way to do it, Sam.
I start piping the Italian meringue.
This is just not working.
Certainly isn't.
It's just sinking to the bottom and it looks like a bloody iceberg that's tipping over in this pastry shell. It's a bit of a mess.
I've just taken my creme brulees out of the freezer and got sugar on top of them.
What the do you do to turn this on?
Get the blowtorch, which I love to play with.
Basically means burning sugar.
I don't want to burn it, I just want it to be a nice thin, crisp layer rather than, fat.
Time's running out. I still have way too much to do. I'm trying to get these millefeuilles done.
My chocolate is just not set. It just needs to be in the fridge for a bit longer.
I'm trying to slice beautiful symmetrical squares out of this sheet of chocolate. It's going to look like a chocolate puddle rather than a chocolate millefeuille.
I started cutting and it was good. It was nice and thin. I'd managed to spread it perfect thinness, so it's set.
5 minutes.
Yes, chef. I've got 5 minutes to go. I've got to do everything except those basket cases.
I'm in control. I'm just finishing off the final presentations of my dishes. I'm starting to think that I've got it together.
Mine's screwed.
God, they look awful. Anyway, they'll do.
Didn't realise I was so behind.
Not perfect, that's for sure, but
Right, time's up.
My chocolate has not set. It's too thick. It's like bloody fudge.
Not happy. Done.
All of us have got 15 pastries out, some better than others.
Yours is so good.
I'm actually really happy with what I've presented.
Hopefully I've done enough to earn myself a spot against the professional chef.
We finished our cooking and we're ready to take it to be judged by Sarah and Matt.
Sarah's the sort of person who you could picture being at a high tea service. She's a classy lass, and I think it's important that Chris, Julia and I put up a service that we'd be happy to serve to Sarah and her girlfriends.
Taking my dish into Matt and Sarah, I'm actually fairly confident, so it doesn't feel that bad.
Julia, how did you go in the kitchen?
Did all right in the end, under the circumstances. I'm fairly happy with what I've produced, yeah.
Right, well, let's taste the lavender creme brulee first.
That's really lovely. It's really delicate, so really nice balance.
Right, let's taste the key lime meringue pie. You know, the pastry is beautifully short. The meringue is light. However, as you can see from the filling, it's running out.
It was a little bit runny. That's because I didn't have enough time in the fridge to set it.
I wouldn't want to risk wearing that down my face and having to eat it with a spoon. So let's it down a little, but that pastry's really lovely.
So, the chocolate and raspberry millefeuille. A wonderful burst of raspberry flavour from the mousse, and that beautiful, super ripe raspberry on top, and that nice layer of chocolate. That's exactly what you delivered, a chocolate and raspberry flavour bomb, which would be one of the highlights of any high tea. Thank you very much indeed, Julia.
Thank you. Walking away from the tasting table, knowing I've got nothing else that I can do, it's a little bit nerve-wracking because I really do want to win this, just to show that I deserve to be where I am.
Sam, how'd you go in this challenge?
I really enjoyed it. It's a lot harder than what it looks like when it's first on the plate.
It certainly looks pretty.
Well, let's see how Sam's done with his creme brulee first. The key lime tart. Two words, nailed it. Really good.
Wow.
Great lime flavour. Really, really good pastry.
Thank you.
Absolutely delicious.
Thank you, Matt. I nailed it. Ecstatic. I've redeemed myself from the previous challenge where I cooked the lime tart at the wedding.
This, I believe, is probably your nemesis, the chocolate and raspberry millefeuille. Sarah, try and pick one up.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a good crack. You're in luck. For some reason, that leaning Tower of Pisa is held together. I pretty much can only taste chocolate there, and then the fresh raspberry. I think you needed a lot more of that raspberry mousse.
Sure.
Presentation, I'd give that about a 2 out of 10.
I'd agree with you. I think a 2 is generous.
Sam, with a tower of pastries like that, really, 2 out of 3 is not bad. So congratulations on those, and congratulations also for putting to bed that demon you have about pastry.
Thank you. Thanks.
Well done.
I've probably done enough with 2 out of the 3 pastries. I'm not overly confident, but I'm not disappointed at all.
I walk in with my high tea dishes. I'm a little embarrassed, to be honest, because the millefeuilles just are a mess.
How'd you go, Chris?
Oh, look, it was fun. I enjoyed the pressure, and I do enjoy doing fiddly things like that, so...
Are you happy with the result?
Considering the restraints, yeah.
Let's see how close to perfection you came, Chris. We'll taste the creme brulee first.
That's definitely the best brulee. Getting that crunch, I think, must have been difficult because you were the only one to actually pull that off.
They praised my creme brulee really highly because I'm the 3rd person to go in, and they said it's the best one out of all 3, which is a good start.
To Chris's key lime tart. Where did the marshmallow go? What's happened?
Had a bit of an iceberg moment.
The marshmallow has basically invaded where the lime cream should be, and what we have is a kind of a large, thick dollop of marshmallow and not much lime flavour. So, onto the chocolate and raspberry millefeuille. Chris, if you could leave us, we now will deliberate on our decision.
OK, thanks, guys.
I'm wanting to win this pretty badly because I'd love the opportunity to get to challenge a chef and get through to the final week. I would really like to beat Julia in this one. just so I could give myself a bit of confidence in the fact that if I meet her in the final week, that I am able to beat her.
So today you cooked some incredibly intricate pastries as part of a high tea service. We've now tasted your efforts and we've decided on a winner. Chris and Sam, if either of you win, you get to compete in tomorrow's Celebrity Chef Challenge. However, if Julia wins today, neither of you will be competing in tomorrow's challenge. And Julia, they'll miss out on the chance of a guaranteed spot to join you at the finals. Matt, can you please reveal the winner for today?
Well, you've actually made this very hard for us because, Chris, yours was best creme brulee. Sam, your key lime tart was fantastic. Julia, you nailed the millefeuille. The issue with this challenge, though, is it isn't just about what eats well. It's also about how it presents and the consistency across all 5 pieces of what you've cooked. And on that basis, we've made the decision on who the winner is today. Chris, unfortunately, you haven't beaten Julia, but good job. Sam and Julia, one of you is the winner today. Sam, I can tell you, it's not you. Julia, you've won today's challenge.
Well done, darling.
Yay.
It's fantastic to see you come back, Julia, and to see that you've learnt so much about consistency and also about the beauty of plating and the delicacy of plating. Congratulations on that. You're going to be a very tough act to beat when we come to the final week. But also, I think you've seen how far these guys have come in their ability and quite how battle-hardened they are. Come the final week, if these guys are still there, they will give you a run for your money.
Thanks, Julia, for joining us today. Thank you, everyone, for today's effort.
Thank you, guys.
I just feel great. I was just like, oh, yay. Because I came to Hong Kong to beat them in this challenge and I succeeded. So, yeah, I kicked their asses.
What a day it's been. The sun's going down and it's time for the judges to taste our dishes.
So it's time for me to take my plate up. I'm feeling confident. I really feel I've nailed the flavours.
How did you think you went?
I went all right.
You happy with the taste?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think you've won?
I certainly think the flavours are there.
We'll taste and find out, Lucas. I think you've done a good job. I like the flavour. Vegetables are still crunchy. They're sweet. Presentation-wise, though, it's not as colourful, it's not as bright, it's not as vibrant, I think, as I expected.
Lucas, that's a beautiful dish. They've got a lot of hard work to meet that benchmark. Well done.
Just before we started to bring our plates up to the judges, it just poured down rain. And we're thinking, is this a sign?
I'm always really nervous before the judges taste my food.
Nice presentation. Not as good as it could be, but it still looks like a beautiful dragon reared up in anger. Good flavours, and the fish really well cooked. If there's anything you could have done better, it's just keeping that skin intact. So, good job.
My turn for me to go up to the judges, and I was a little bit nervous. Like every challenge you do, you're always scared to hear bad comments.
The fish tastes quite fresh, but it does look a little bit messy. But you know what? Overall, you did a really good job. Well done.
This challenge is all going to come down to the flavour, not just the presentation. I'm not sure if Lucas's flavours are better than my flavours or vice versa.
First of all, Julie, that presentation is absolutely spot on. It looks absolutely beautiful. In terms of flavour, really strong ginger and garlic flavour. Complements the fish beautifully. Pretty good job.
Thank you.
We're standing in front of Gary and George. It's very nerve-wracking. We're waiting for their decision.
For me, it's all pride today.
Lucas is an Asian food specialist. I'm not sure if I've done what it takes to beat him today.
Justine, you did a great job, so congratulations. However, your presentation wasn't as good as it could be. And in terms of your flavour, maybe a little bit more soy, maybe a little bit more ginger, and it would have been an absolutely beautiful dish. So you haven't beaten Lucas. Andre, the dish was good. What we missed, though, was that little bit of presentation where all the skin was intact on the head. So in this challenge, you haven't beaten Lucas. Julie, my goodness, your presentation was on the nose. Well done. The ginger, the garlic, the soy, all of those basic Cantonese flavours that dish had to represent were there. Julie, George and I have decided that on this occasion, you have indeed beaten Lucas. Well done.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Lucas, you do know your Asian food. That dish was lovely, but I think presentation just lacked. Yours wasn't prancing down the catwalk, but not a bad job at all. Well done.
So, Julie, you have won the opportunity to cook against one of Hong Kong's finest chefs.
Wow.
If you win against that chef, then you have earned your place in the final week of this MasterChef competition.
Wow.
Lucas, thank you for joining us, and let's all get back to the mainland.
Julia, Sam and I are sitting around in the penthouse waiting for the other guys to come home. It's interesting that Julia's with us, which probably means Lucas is back as well with the other group. It's great to see Lucas, but my God, they're all bright red, so they've obviously been out in the Hong Kong heat.
Who won? Julie.
Yay! Who won it if you won?
Julia.
So we talk about the fact that I beat Lucas and I'm meeting the celebrity chef, but neither of them managed to beat Julia, so it looks like I'm the only one going up against the celebrity chef.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Happy days.
Julie and I have to go.
Right.
We'll see some of you guys in the final.
Can't wait to see who it is.
It's going to be interesting to see who's going to be in the final week. These guys are all great cooks. Anyone could be there. The good thing is Julia and I are there.
See you guys. See you guys.
Hong Kong's been amazing. The challenge was fantastic. In the finals, I'm going to come back and I'm going to do my absolute best and beat them all.
I think we all feel incredibly lucky. Getting to do this has changed our lives already. No matter what happens moving forward, this is pretty special.
Tomorrow night on MasterChef Australia.
The heart of Hong Kong beats to two things, food and racing.
Julie goes head-to-head with celebrity chef Donovan Cook.
Make the challenge a little fairer. You'll be cooking against Donovan's top pupil.
At $450, it's the most expensive signature dish ever.
And I am up to my ears in ingredients and processes.
Will the pressure finally push Julie to breaking point?
You want to be a professional chef? It's not easy. It's not.
I've had babies.
And later this week, two teams fight for their lives in the epic Hong Kong Super Challenge.
We're sending you out, down there into the Dragon's Den. Your time starts now!